Hello, good morning. You are watching QTV this morning. We are back again on another edition. I am Ibrahima Balde, or should I say Ibrahima Sori Balde? Yes. Mr. Ade, why are you throwing your face this side? You didn't know my Sori name?
No, I learned about it for the first time. So
that's my name.
I should therefore introduce myself as I am Adeyemi Olusegun Abiose Darami.
That's too long.
And I should introduce myself as Mariam Julde Njai.
There you
You
go.
know, it is believed most Fullers don't have a single name.
They have
Fullers
multiple.
like Balde, they have a lot of names. If I give you my full name, I bet you won't be able to remember it. My full name is Cherno Ibrahima Sori Balde.
What's difficult about that?
That's my name.
Cherno Ibrahima Sori. That's
Balde.
fairly.
That's my full name. If you go to my home, they call me Cherno. You know,
yes.
some people call me Che.
Okay.
You know, so that's what
Cherno.
Yeah, so we are back again. And Julde, it's good to have you here. I like the new look. I mean, it's like
Thank you.
Well,
shades of blue. Blue.
She's changed. Like she was in veil yesterday, but now she is in veil, like sort of.
Headgear.
But she tried to put some touches on it.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's beautiful.
It's all because of Mariam. She was like, this morning, today, you're not going to put on the veil. I'm going to put the scarf for you. I was like, okay. And Lena supported her. So it's unfortunate. But yeah, this is my new look today.
It looks good. It looks good.
It's always good to be back in the studios, especially in this Good Morning, this morning program here on QTV. From wherever you're watching us from, we are saying a good morning and warm welcome to yet another interesting, interactive and educative program.
Absolutely. Interactive, of course. I mean, Mr. Ade, well, tell us about your yesterday. You're always busy, Mr.
Yesterday, I was busy, but I was also a bit depressed because at the end of the evening, around 10 o'clock, I had to compile the African News Roundup for today. But I did it with a heavy heart because I had just finished watching the football. We will hear more about that. But I watched the Morocco defeat to France, and I was not in a good mood.
It's disappointing.
Yeah.
Well, let's hope for the best. I mean, we'll see what will happen at the end of
They might still get a medal because there is the 3rd and 4th place playoff. They're going to play against Croatia. So who knows? They might win that and go home with a bronze medal, which will be fantastic. Yeah.
Absolutely. So now on the program today, we'll be taking a look at the African proverb and, of course, the newspaper review. And Mr. Ade will be with us for the newspaper review. And we'll also talk to Hasum Sise, Director General, National Center for Arts and Culture. He'll be here. We'll be talking about the tourism diversification and resilience. And we'll also be having Fulbe Africa in the building with us. They are already seated somewhere waiting for their time. We'll talk about the 10th Intercultural Festival, 25th and 26th December at Q City Bijilo. And we'll be talking to the President, Aliou Sow, and Malik Jiba, Secretary General Fulbe Africa. From there, Sports World, Mamadou Gajaga will be here to give us update in the world of sports. And then the click segment, we'll be talking to Churchill Balde. And of course, Uche will be in the building. So, Julde, take us through the African proverb. But first, let's acknowledge our sponsors of Thikalia. They are located at the Tropic Shopping Center, Senegambia. What does the African proverb read?
The African proverb this morning is, ears that do not listen to advice accompany the head when it is chopped off.
Hey.
That's it.
Hey.
It's an interesting one there.
Ears that do not listen to advice accompany the head when it is chopped off.
Hey.
Mr. Drami.
Well, it's fairly obvious. If you are given advice and you don't take it one day, the consequences of you failing to take that advice will come. And they've given the most brutal example possible. Look, in Africa, this is both true and not true, because sometimes even when you take advice, if you live in a particular country where the president or the prime minister doesn't like you, your head can still be chopped off. for all the advice that you may take, and you might think one day he's your friend, the next day he's not. But in the general sense, listen to advice, take the advice, or suffer the consequences, I guess. Yeah.
Well, that's it, Julia. What do you think?
Well, I totally agree with him, but in a world full of illusions, it's very difficult as to the kind of advice one takes, because people are advising you from all centers, and you ought to be careful the kind of advice you take. Sometimes it's good that you weigh the what people are saying and the motive behind that. Remember, not all advices are genuine.
Well, I was going to say there's good and bad advice.
Exactly.
Yep.
So sometimes you have to be careful. Though the good one, if you are not also careful, it can lead to serious consequences, and you have to face them alone. But whilst you're advised, you have your conscience. I mean, you have your mind. Use your mind when you're advised. Use that, analyze it critically, put on your critical thinking cap when people advise you, and weigh the different options. You have to strike a balance between what is really good and what is really bad at the end of the day, because it's about you. People will give their opinions as to what is good and bad, but you yourself know what is really beneficial to you and what is not beneficial.
Absolutely.
So yeah, it is really a sensitive one, and one ought to be careful.
And what's your take
Well,
on it?
I think I agree with you people. It's a matter of taking advice. I mean, listening to genuine advice, advice that makes sense. It's not that, I mean, you just have to take advice from anybody. Sometimes you need to weigh these things. I mean, you're putting it together. At the end of time, we are all going towards the same point. So I think it's a very important proverb, and it's a good one. But chopping off someone's head, Mr. Ade, can you imagine how that goes?
That is the ultimate sanction. There's nothing worse. And of course, the French used to have the guillotine, and they would chop off people's head. That's how they executed people. Most brutal way of executing the people. They executed several of their royal family members during the French Revolution. I'm sure those people had lots of people advising them, but they still lost their heads. So
I also learned still in Saudi Arabia, they still chop off people's head. I mean, there was a time a member of the royal family was executed publicly. I mean, in front of everybody.
Just last week in Afghanistan, they invited people to a football stadium to watch 2 people being executed. It's still happening in various parts of the world. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Mr. Ade, don't you think, I mean, it's brutal, I mean, to still implement such kind of rules, I mean, to implement those kind of laws, I mean, it's brutal. Don't you think it's against the human race? I mean,
it is. I mean, people justify it on all. So it's in the law, it's in Sharia, etc. And so, they use that. But somebody was debating, and I think it was a clip on our news, and he was saying that imagine somebody is tried in a court, they're found guilty. And he quoted an instance where somebody had served 43 years in prison for murder, and then evidence came to light and that person was freed. He said, imagine if that person had been executed. You can't bring them back. And that's the same. Everybody who is executed is supposedly already found guilty. But we are human beings, we can make mistakes, even in a guilty verdict. And so if you kill somebody, you can't bring them back.
Exactly.
Yes, now we'll take a short break. After the break, the newspaper review. This program is sponsored by Opticalia. They specialize on ears, truth, nose, and eyes. They are located at the Tropics Shopping Center. Go and visit them if you have issues with this. We'll be back.
Opticalia is a leading European brand which is now in the Gambia. Are you looking for glasses? Then you have come to the right place. As a first step, we will perform an eye exam to ensure we prescribe the correct lenses for you. After that, you can select a frame of your choice. We have a variety of brands in stock, and you will definitely find yours. You can have the full package of frame plus lenses starting from $990 up to more for the most fashionable options. Once you find a frame you like, your lenses will immediately be edged by our lab technician. Within 30 minutes, you will be able to leave with your prescription glasses and a huge smile on your face. How amazing is that? Visit us at the Tropic Shopping Centre near Senegambia from 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. every day of the week, or call us on 503-4411 or 7767-123.
Talahard Gallery, in partnership with the Q Group Foundation, presents contemporary art from the Smiling Coast.
This is QTV This Morning. We are back. And now the newspaper review. Our guest is Mr. Ade Drame. And Julde, what do we have there?
Here, the main news headline we have here is payment amounting to $116 million was made without GPPA approval report. That is a serious one.
Yes.
Amount of money amounting to $116 million was made during the COVID-19 pandemic. We know that COVID came, but also many people looted the state resources without going through the proper procedure.
In many countries.
Exactly.
And this GPPA, is that to do with procurement?
Procurement authority,
exactly.
Yeah.
So it is saying that the final draft report of the Finance Committee and Public Accounts, that is FPAC, on COVID-19, that $116 million was used without going through proper procedures.
Why am I not surprised? We live in a country where we don't have systems for monitoring things. So I don't think that's a shock to anybody. Perhaps the amount is, but of course, when you have something like COVID, it's, you know, for some people, it's an opportunity to enrich themselves because they know that, you know, people's guards are down. But just a word of warning, there is various politicians in England, including a woman from the House of Lords who's had to step down from her position because of deals. I think she made 29 million from something linked to a company that was supplying stuff during COVID. So politicians all over the world are guilty, although they're not blaming politicians this time. Lots of people nonetheless seem to have been able to enrich themselves. Just think about what that money could have been spent on. But you know, the interesting thing is it wasn't properly accounted for and procedures were not followed. Yeah. And we're very bad at following procedures in almost every sphere of life. So I don't think it's a shock that even in something like that, people haven't followed procedure. So no shock there, no surprise.
No surprise. I mean, don't you think we need structure, Mr. Ade? I mean, every day we talk about let's put all the mechanism in place to fight corruption. Let us see what to do so that these things don't happen. Let us find a way of, you know, incorporating our systems with, you know, certain equipments to make sure corruption is minimized.
I'm glad you used the word minimize. I thought you were going to say eradicate it.
No, we cannot eradicate.
But let me put the question to you. How serious is any country about dealing or tackling corruption when we don't even have an anti-corruption commission? There's no format for it. Because if you say, oh, the laws are there, well, you could name almost everything where we have laws and we don't implement.
They were talking about the anti-corruption bill, yes.
Yeah.
You know, we have lots of laws which we've got on the statute books, and they're not. And you're right, they're talking about the anti-corruption bill. Amongst other things, it will bring into being something like an anti-corruption commission where people can report instances of corruption. But I'm telling you, people will fight it because there are lots of people who've built houses and bought lots and lots of cars from corrupt practices, and they won't like to see something like an anti-corruption bill go through and become an act, or they won't like to see an anti-corruption commission established. And until that happens, we'll get many more instances like this, sadly.
And many critics are even saying that what's the essence of having the National Assembly to scrutinize these public institutions and agencies when they are scrutinized and they are found wanting? What is done? Nothing is done about that. So at the end of the day, they are wasting taxpayers' money because every sitting they are paid for it.
Yeah, sure.
But what comes out of it at the end of the day? You know, these people, they are found wanting. $116 million is a huge amount of money. But at the end of the day, what will come out of it? Nothing. It's just that.
You have Public Accounts Committee, sorry. You have Public Accounts Committee, you have various select committees that actually scrutinize particular areas, and as you rightly say, when people are found wanting, there is no sanction. And unless there's a sanction which is brutal, then you know, unless that happens, then these things will keep on happening, sadly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, so what do we have on the other headline?
The other headline we have here is MP Sanyang says National Assembly is controlled by partisan politics.
Although it says politic there, but he meant politics. That's not a surprise. People go to the polls and they elect National Assembly members along party lines, and so that's like saying, I've just breathed in air. It's stating the obvious. It is controlled by partisan politics, but there's a reason for saying this, and there's a reason why it shouldn't be that way. Because if you are a Gambian who genuinely has Gambia at heart, then what should govern the decisions you take should not be your party line. It should be what is in the best interest of the country. And sadly, that hardly ever happens. People do things that are in the best interest of their party rather than in the country. Far too many of them do it. When they're campaigning, they say they will do otherwise. But once they're in there, it's a whole different ballgame. You know, they go along and they follow the party line. And sometimes the party line is not in the best interest of the country. So he's right, but it's stating the obvious.
Don't you think there should be a system, we should change our procedures in such a way that, like if you are voted in office under a particular party ticket, as the National
I know where you're going.
As
Carry
a
on.
National Assembly member, you have that audacity, you have that temerity, you have that effrontery. I mean, to say no to what the party has to say. Anything they say that is not right, that doesn't go with the laws of the country. As a National Assembly member representing a party, I think you should have that right to say, no, look, I mean, as much as I'm under your party, I am not going to agree to this. If you do that, they will vote you out next election.
Well, they will. I mean, either your electorate will vote you out because there's a reason. When you went to them, you were representing a particular party. And so it was under that party ticket that they appointed you. But also, if you are of a mind to say no to your own party, that ministerial job that you were promised, you won't get it because you're being a bit of, you're being obstructive. And so people do these things because, you know, there are, you know, the strings attached to, you know, some of the things that they do. They know that, you know, the promise that they were given that, oh, you know, if you support this, you know, I'll make sure you get this job or that appointment or so on. And because of that, and that's why I say people do these things not in the interest of the country necessarily, but either self-interest or party interest. So
yeah, I think even during the 5th legislature, if I could remember, right, was it UDP or the Gambia Democratic Party? Some of the National Assembly members were removed from the party because they are believed to be supporting President Barrow National People's Party. But at some point, I think the National Assembly had to look at those that clause and that they remove it entirely. Like if you like removed from your party, you cannot lose your seat at the National Assembly. That's
right, which I strongly disagree with, I must admit, when the decision was taken. Because if I have voted for you under NPP, UDP, whatever, I voted for you under that party ticket. I didn't say when you get in there you can cross carpet. You know, I voted for you under this. If you want, leave and stand again under the new party that you now support, but don't use my vote. And then, you know, so I've never agreed that, oh, if you cross carpet, you can still stay in parliament. No, you were not elected on that ticket. You were elected on a particular ticket for a particular party. Stay in that party or leave it and go and stand for the new party. But don't use my vote and then, you know.
But how about if what the party is doing is not in line with national interest? Probably they are just there for their own individual interest, and you feel that because you're elected by your people to represent them and the Gambia at large, in as much as you're elected, like you're voted under a party ticket, but once you're voted in the National Assembly, you're there for the entire country, not just your constituency.
Let me tell you, and any of them, I challenge any of them. 99% of those who cross carpet are not cross carpeting because of party interest, it's because of self-interest. I hope you're listening. So, you know, I don't get that. I don't buy that at all. Most of them do not say I'm cross-carpeting because of the national interest, because of self-interest. They've been promised something or they're expecting something for doing so. So theoretically, yes, if you're doing it for those reasons, but I cannot remember a single instance where that is the case, not one. They've all done it because they're expecting some payoff, you know, for doing so.
Exactly. When you look at the sittings at the National Assembly, I mean, the manner in which they do their sittings, and, you know, the way other National Assembly members, you know, represent their people, you know, definitely this person, I'm not driving this to any individual, but this person, it's not good enough to represent us. I mean, he is looking for his own interest, interest-based thing.
Yes, there are several things that you can point to. There are people who go there and for the duration of the term in there, they don't get up once and speak in Parliament. And if I am your constituent, I'll be thinking, why did I vote for this person? They've gone there and they haven't contributed at all. You know, so if you're there, you should contribute. You know, but many of them, they just leave it to others to do all the talking, and then, you know, when it comes to vote, they're voting. Well, they don't actually contribute to the discourse, and they should.
There's a headline that caught my attention here. Court orders man to pay 500,000 for setting compatriot on fire.
Yeah?
Yes, like
Wow.
fire.
Set him on fire.
Yeah, like pouring a gas well on him and setting him on fire.
That's the headline. What's the story behind the headline?
Yes, so let's take a look at the story itself. I hope I should be able to find the story. Okay, let's see. The Esau Magistrate Court has convinced and sentenced Lamin Bob to a fine of 500,000 in default to serve 2 years imprisonment after was found guilty of pouring petrol on Suleiman Cisse and setting him on fire at Sami village in the North Bank region. So
a fine or 2 years, that's attempted murder. He should get 10, 15 or 20 years. 2 years and $500,000? Well,
Mr. Ade, I mean, the act itself, I mean, I don't think a human should go to that extent of even setting an animal on fire, talk less of a human
let alone another fellow human being.
That is extreme.
It's quite shocking, actually. That is quite extreme. And as I said, for me, that's the charge. I'm not sure what the charge is, but it should have been attempted murder, because you said somebody, you pour petrol on somebody, you know, it's not to light a candle, it's, you know, it's to kill them. So that's quite extreme.
Well, there's something about the OIC.
Yes,
I have
we cannot go without.
Yes, we must talk about the OIC, because we're all talking about the OIC, because when we drive around, we see roads that are being built as part of our hosting of the OIC, and it says Gambia negotiating to host OIC in 2023. That's next year, folks. This is December. January is just around the corner. Okay, in fact, oh, there it is. And also in Foroya, it says government finally admits the inevitable. What is the inevitable? There is no OIC summit in the Gambia this year.
Well, and until November of this year, these OIC officials and the government of the Gambia made Gambians believe that they would be hosting the OIC this year.
But well, because we said this before we came on air, and I said to Julde, who are these Gambians that they made believe this? Because all you had to do was look around, and you could not see the infrastructure that would allow us to host it. So they didn't need to tell us. I mean, this is just formally informing us. But to say they got us to believe that, nobody believed that.
You know, the problem
is possible this year.
Them for fake news.
Communication, it's our problem. And coming out plain blank to tell people, look, I mean, this is not going to happen because so and so reason. We have the projects here. They are ongoing, you know, but definitely after finishing these projects, we'll be able to host the OIC.
And everybody will accept that.
The communications person was here. I mean, I think we were able to it was difficult for us to squeeze that out of him. I mean, look, I mean, are we hosting this or not? You understand? So, I mean, it's like communication is very important in this, but sometimes our government departments to communicate, it's a problem.
Well, let me tell you about communication. When I first came to QTV in 2019, I made the mistake of going on drive time and saying, in 2019, I said there is no way Gambia will host it in that year, 2019. The person from OIC is probably watching. He called me and he blasted me. How dare you say that? I'm like, are you serious? Are you telling me that we're going to host it in 2019? We're now in 2022. Okay, COVID happened and so on. But 2019, that was pure fantasy. You know, so like you said, not being honest with people, not communicating with people, you don't get them on side, you know. And then when you do communicate, people are like, oh, we knew that anyway. Keep us informed. Keep us informed and say, look, as Balde said, you know, these projects, once they're finished, we will be in a position to host it. Nobody will argue with that. Nobody. You know, just keep people informed.
Sadly enough, this issue of OIC, you know, came since the Jammeh era. Yeah. I mean, people are talking about OIC and all that. The other year, you know, we could not host it, and Senegal had to, unfortunately. And this year also, we are missing out the opportunity to host the OIC. They are still negotiating for next year, which I still doubt, because we have a lot of infrastructure to construct, the hotels and the roads and all that, which really takes time if we are really going to build quality infrastructure.
Exactly. Time is against us. We cannot proceed.
Okay. Yes. I was just going to end on that.
I think my director is telling me time is up like 2 minutes ago. Yes,
okay, right.
Yes. So viewers, thank you very much for you know, watching the newspaper review. Now we'll take a short break. After the break, then we'll be talking to Hassoum Ceesay, Director General, National Center for Arts and Culture, Tourism, Diversification and Resilience. So we'll be back, and you know, we'll be talking to Hassoum here. Bye.
Talahard Gallery, in partnership with the Q Group Foundation, presents Contemporary Art from the Smiling Coast of the Gambia, an exclusive art exhibition featuring renowned Gambian artist Njogu Toure with Modou Boy and Abdurrahman Salah. We are using a traditional fair booth at Q City Grounds, Bigelow, every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. from the 8th to the 30th of December. Come and browse, admire and buy original and indigenous art for every space and taste. Join us in nurturing a creative spirit. Proudly sponsored by the Q Group, Sunyu Boss, Sunyu Art, promoting entrepreneurship to build local content. Q Money is back again with its easy-to-use, secure and convenient mobile app that allows you to carry out all your transactions. No matter where you are or what time it is, you can always access your funds. With the new Q Money app, you can cash in and out, buy credit, buy Q Power, shop, make payments, and so much more. You can also send Q Money, pay bills, receive international remittances, and transfer cash to others. Just download the app from your Play Store or App Store and get started. For more information, call customer care on 133. Q Money, Sinu Kalpe. We innovate, others follow. To make sure your company's products and services reach your potential customers, it is essential that you choose the right channel for your marketing purposes. QTV has the widest reach locally and beyond, and we can give your business the visibility it needs. Call QTV Marketing on +220 324 4444 or email us at marketing@qtv.gm and take your business to the world.
We're back again, and this is QTV This Morning. I am Ibrahim Abalde. We are now going to talk to Hassoum Ceesay, Director General, National Center for Arts and Culture. I mean, it's important for us to, you know, talk about the things that are happening in our tourism sector. Very significant. Recently, they've launched a huge, success when it comes to the tourism sector. Tourism diversification and resilience, it's very, very important. And Mr. Ceesay, you are welcome on this platform.
Yeah, thank you very much, Balde.
It's good to have you here always.
Thank you. Thank you.
I always call this guy the Library of the Gambia.
Exactly.
I call him, when I see Mr. Ceesay, what comes to my mind, it's that knowledge. But my fear is this knowledge, are we planning, Mr. Ceesay, are you doing something to transfer this to another person, so in case you know, this is life, nobody knows.
The inevitable happens.
Yes.
Yes. You know, so we are hoping we don't have to lose all this thing. I mean, we need to leave this for generations to come.
Definitely.
Yeah. So are we learning? Question. Are you teaching people, Mr. Cisse?
Well, not only teaching people, but also writing.
Yes.
You know that
I am one of his students.
Oh, I think writing is very important.
Yeah, our books, you know, our articles, and also teaching. Yes, and also some people, you know, who have the passion, you know, are with us, and they are also learning. So the transmission is very, very important. But the passion also is very, very important. Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, then we are safe. We are safe. All right. So it's important for us to talk about tourism diversification and resilience. We have seen these days the tourism sector, they've been very busy when it comes to these. Can you tell us about this?
Well, thank you very much. It was you know, launched by the Honorable Minister 2 days ago. It's a World Bank project, 68 million United States dollars. Basically is to respond to the infrastructure needs of the whole sector. And when we say the sector is tourism, you know, culture, heritage, to also you know, respond to the needs of the players in the sector. You know, the enterprises, you know, the small scale enterprises, the medium scale enterprises in the sector. So it is really the biggest project of its kind, and it is hoped that it will really help to put our heritage sector on very good footing, and thereby also promoting the tourism product. You know, when we in heritage and culture talk, we first have to look at heritage as a source of identity, okay, but also heritage, you know, as a revenue earner, you know, through tourism, you know, through job creation, you know, and entrepreneurship. So what this project will do, for example, is to assist in the sea defense at James Island, you know, Kunta Kinte Island. You know, like all islands, it is suffering, you know, a lot from, the rising water levels. So this project, you know, will attend to that, you know, for the first time. And it is really great news for, you know, Gambian heritage and Gambian culture and history because of what that island stands for. It epitomizes the Gambia's, you know, role in the Atlantic trade, you know, the transatlantic slave trade, because James Island was the depot. It was like a barracoon, you know, where all the slaves are brought, you know, before the ships, you know, load them across the Middle Passage, you know, to the New World. And it was from that island that Kunta Kinte set off in 1767, you know, aboard the ship called MV Lord Legonia, you know. So the island itself, you know, has a palpable history, which this project, you know, will seek, to you know, to protect through the sea defense. And of course, there are other infrastructure projects, you know, within the culture sector, you know, that the project will, you know, will attend to, you know, like our all, like our heritage sites, like the stone circles, you know, like in Makati, like the jetties, you know, so as to valorize the river Gambia. And the other part, you know, speaking on behalf of my colleagues, is really also, the sea defense. You know, like much of the tourism area also is suffering from sea erosion. So this project will also attend to that, you know, so as to protect our hotel infrastructure and the other tourism infrastructure, you know, that our colleagues at the GT board are doing very well to, you know, to promote and to establish.
Yes. So before Jules, what steps are we taking to make sure, these projects are implemented? We've just talked about the OIC, we are not hosting, and now here is another project. What steps are you taking to make sure this is implemented? We don't want to hear, no, we couldn't do this because of this and that and that. And that. Yeah.
Oh, Kemal Bande, you know, you have been very cynical.
Well,
well, the steps are there. Number one, a project office has been established under a well-experienced project manager, Mr. Mamadou Cisse. He has his team. It's already on the ground at the ministry. They are already hard at work. In fact, they helped to organize, you know, that, you know, grand opening. All the, tools, the mechanisms are in place for successful implementation of the project. I mean, the stakeholders, are all on board. The project team is there. The ministry's, supervisory role, is there, and of course, the partners, the World Bank, have their methods and means for project evaluation, for monitoring. So all hands are on deck, if I may use the cliche, to see that this project, is successfully executed, within the next lustrum. Yes.
All right,
so are you optimistic that this project will be a success? And also, the project component also includes the improvement of capabilities and access to finance for tourism and micro, small, and medium enterprises. Does this mean like supporting young entrepreneurs?
Yeah, in the sector.
With finance.
Yes, in the sector. I mean, some of them are running, cottage industries, linked to the sector. I mean, like juice pressers, like taxi drivers. I mean, tour guides. Some are running, like like motels, and lodges up country. So all of them, are catered for in this project, because they are like the middle players. Of course, you have the big investors like the big hoteliers, but also, you have the middle players who are playing a very, very important part, in the tourism chain link. So this project, made sure that this very, very critical sector, is also taken care of, in like our artists, like hotel entertainment, like tourist entertainment, our musicians, I mean those in theater, those in dance. So all of them fall under that category, and the project, takes care of them.
It's no secret that the Gambia tourism sector is suffering a lot because of the issue of the sex tourism. This really affected the sector. What are you doing in terms of rebranding the sector so that
very good
tourists
question.
can come?
The project also takes care of that. In fact, the project takes care of that. And there's a whole component in the project, which seeks to help. Some of these people, who are vulnerable, okay, and find themselves, really, like eking out a living on the margins of the sector, okay. Particularly on that, aspect you have said. Through retraining, there was a, like a pilot study, done, to locate them, and now the idea is for the project to come and help them, take them off the streets, train them, into skills, give them like startup funds, to be, sort of, selling other services, okay, and goods to the sector, and not, what they are currently doing. Yes.
So let's go back to Wolof. Let's talk go to Wolof, because this point is very, very important. For the fact that aside from that, lole na defati pour make sure ne Gambia it's in the next level when it comes to the name, because tour before nekka ni dafa yaho ñu bari from Europe and other countries ñu ngi wax ne okay duñ allow suñ doom yi ñu ñëw fi, wala ñun duñ allow suñ family si ñëw fi, because Gambia ñu ngi wax ne is a sex tourist destination. Aside from ndax yéen a ngi tànn tamit yeneen dëkk yoo xam ne daal di ngeen allow gaay ñoo xam ne daal da ngeen naa baan gaay pour ñu ñëw si dëkk bi, because am na dëkk yoo xam ne daal dañ believe ne suñ ñëwee fii rek pour loolu la.
No, Gambia turam yahud nak julde turu Gambia yahud de
ñu bari ñu ngi wax loolu, even international media ñu ko doon report Mr. Cissé.
Déedéet Gambia turu Gambia yahud si loolu de waaye nag xam nga dafa am itam ñu bari ñu yaxa loolu itam dañ ko wax su lu baax amee dañ ko tuuti loo su yeneen ni amee safaan amee bu tuuti ñu yëkkati ko si kaw dafa yaa dafa def nag su yëkkatee safaan bi si kaw boobu la nit ñi gën a dégg doomu adama mel noonu waaye yàlla xam na ne turu Gambia yàqu si tourisme, parce que tourisme dafa yàgg te dafa yàgg jëriñ réew mi itam waaw. soo léegi soo gisee projet bi am njëriñ sax ñu nga wax noonu yëpp dañ ko ci sóoraale, parce que dafa am ñu nga xam ne ñu ngi si secteur bi waaye nuñ fa nekkee léegi la gën a luñu ñooñu nag dañ leen a génne si lu nekk noonu jox leen jàngal leen jox leen koppar soo ko defee ñu dugg si yeneen yu ma yu ñoo def léegi waaye ma wax la itam ne soo xoolee affaire yi tourisme Gambia réew yu bëri Gambia la nekk xam tourisme parce que ñun fii dañ yàgg am jàmm ak dal depuis ñu am independence yi xanaa su may ku koy Samba Sagnang bi te bu sax ñetti fan rek la woon xeex amu fi amee seytaane amu fi lu moo tax da nga gis réew yu bëri dañ demoon tourisme dem am fukki at am amin xeex seen tourisme bi dee soo ñu jogaat waaye ñu yàlla dimbale nañu am depuis independence ba tey at bu nekk xay atiku yaay jame bi sax tourisme yi ñëwoon nañ time impasse bi sax gis ngeen tourisme yi ñëwoon nañ waaw xanaa gannaaw gi la am ñu delluwaat sax soo loolu itam suñ ndam la waaw so dafa baax nit ñi nag suñu wax ñi yëkkati ameen lu baax li lu ñaaw li ñu def ko ci suuf parce que lu ñàkk lu ñaaw na mu amul lu nekk la waaw
léegi si fànn boo xam ne la because jàngoro bi bu mu fi ñëwee COVID-19 ñu bari ñàkk nañ seen liggéey si tourism sector bi ndax yéen a ngi sooraale ñooñu tamit pour ñu amaat seen liggéey bi o ndax projet bi sooraale loolu
loolu kay amin si ministre bi loolu liggéey na si bu baax a baax waaw kay ay millions yi millions lañ génne jox Gambia Tourism Board jox ñu ñun NCC ñu jox Hotel School te xaalis boobu yëpp te ma la ay millions nii de du benn ñaar de ay fukki millions la ñu séddale soo ñun ku nekk nga oo sa nit ñun artistes ñu oo leen na leen am lii ndàmpaay la tuuti na nag waaye lii mu ngi wane ne nguur gi fàttewuñ leen amin jiiti boo itam def noonu amin oo borom hôtel yi amin jox leen ndàmpaay na leen xanaa tool si ñëwatuñ mu nga ne téye lii pour seen dépasse amoon na ay taxi driver sax yu am ay juice pressers yu am yaa ngi gis Hotel School itam am na amin xaalis bu mu jox comme ñu jàngale affaire hôtel ñi ak affaire yi kii soo boobu moom julli boobu liggéey nañ si bu baax a baax
amoon na time demoon naa si bij bi man doon waxtaan ak ñu dee press juice
waaw am
na ñu confirm ñu ne ma man joxoon nañ ma si xaalis bi waaw amoon naa pour ma dimbale suma boppa dañ doon waxtaan nii rek si di mu ne ma affaire si métti woon na de ma ne ko naka la Covid bi tubaab yi ñëwuñ mu ne non waaye amoon nañ waaw defaroon nañ lii
du doy nag mukk
waaw amoon nañ lii
xaalis moom du doy
waaw xaalis du doy
xaalis ñu la ene banque fa
loolu dëgg la
waaw
waaye nag Mr Ceesay bëggoon nañ tam ñu waxtaan tuuti affaire yi centre bi
waaw
arts and
culture
dama bëggoon ñu waxtaan about arts and culture bi lan lañ mun a def ba léegi pour ñu gën a mun a accommoder suñu artistes yi yëpp si réew mi fii pour ñu mun ne na gën a jàppale
waaw wala yow sa laaj boobu dafa am njëriñ parce que yow sa bopp sax yaa ngi si art bi waaw te loolu maa ngi la si gërëm yaa ngi si festival si yéen du si liggéey bu baax Julie itam journaliste la ay ñëpp si benn waar bi lañ nekk fan yi rek ñu ngi liggéey ak UNESCO pour ñu am lu ñu ooyee National Endowment Fund for Arts and Culture waaw loolu mooy lan ñu am benn kees bu nga xam ne dañ koy teg dafa dugal xalal yow comme soo bëgg a def sa ful bi Afrique bi nga ñëw bindi kayit nga jël xaalis si kees bi dem def sa festival musicien bi su bëgg a amee dem tukki dem festival la bëgg a air ticket mu ñëw binda amee ñu jox ko si kees boobu mu dem wane lu mu mun boobu pare na in fa bërëg démb rek la ma amin la consultant bi nigérian la yónnee kayit bi soo léegi dañoo xaar rek fan yii dañ ko jox suñu ministre mu xool ko waaw résolution bi yëpp pare na su ko def su ko signé dem moom itam si moromam ñi na leen NCC de léegi indi na kayit bu nga xam ne dañu ubbi arankees yi pour artistes ndax ñu am xaalis te bale boobu moom su amee boobu moom su amee moom amee suñu soxla yëpp faju
dëgg la
te yow xam nga itam yaa ngi si affaire sport
waaw dëgg la
gis nga gars sport non xaaral ma pare gis nga bu ko gars sport yi amee ba tey suñ football baa ngay dem si kanam
dëgg la
ñetti at si gannaaw ñun itam bi suñ ko amee aat bi dafa gën a dem si kaw
dëgg la
waaw
dëgg la man kontaan naa si dama seet ne waaw organise nañ suñ jëmma cosaan dem nañ ci xaasum gars yi jàppale nañ ñu ñun jox man moom dem naa foofu noonu jàppale nañ programme yi cosaan boobu te lu ma si gën a nee mooy xaasum daf ma jox access ma dugal moom there was nothing between us comme dara nekkul suñu diggante dama dee dem office am ma call ko su busy sax dafa lifin o ma text ko te jox na ma access ma dem ba office am ma jox ko lu ma koy jox mu jox ma lu ma jox kon loolu kontaan nañ sa waaw jërë ngeen jëf thank you Hassoum for coming on the program
fàtte nga kii Makati bi
Makati festival bi balaa ñoo dem
waaye
in
boobu
few
noonu
seconds
suma directeur bi mu ngi maa ne time jot na
waaw boobu itam démba
waaw
honorable minister ubbi na ñu nga xam ne ñoo ko war a saytu waaw Makati déwén lay xam ñaar téeméeri at depuis tubaab bi jënd ko xam nga di indi jaam yu jàppee si géej yooyu so dañ ko bëgg a màggal nag ay festival bu mag moo xam ne Gambie yëpp ñu dañ si gis seen boppa su ko defee ñu ñëpp dañoo dem Makati suñu ministre dafa bëgg a invite ay moromam ak itam mu wax président pour mu invite ay président ñu ñëw ñu fekkee ko so liggéey bi nag commencé na so ñu ngay ñaan waa Makati yëpp ñu liggéey ko noonu dinañu wër Gambie yëpp pour wax leen ko su ko defee ñu ñëpp ñu jàppalante
pour ñu def festival boobu du ma des gannaaw
am na solo man saa du ma des
all
gannaaw
right thank you very much viewers we'll take a short break after the break the program continues we'll be back.
Step into the Espas Motors showroom for your luxurious name brand vehicle. Located along the Bertil Harding Highway, Espas Motors is the Gambia's authorized dealer for Chery, Kia, Ford, and now we bring you the new Peugeot model 3008 SUV. 18-inch alloy wheels, 216 inches high ground clearance, keyless entry system, start and stop button, rear parking assistance system with reverse camera, adaptive cruise control with speed limit, LED daytime running lights, front and side airbags, 8-inch HD touchscreen. Not to forget our exquisite Peugeot Landtrek double cabin pickup with 2.1-liter diesel engine, 6-speed manual transmission 4x4, hill descent control, LED daytime running lights. Espas Motors, the authorized dealer for Peugeot. Visit us today or call us on 35-2222 or 353-4444.
QMoney is back again with its easy-to-use, secure and convenient mobile app that allows you to carry out all your transactions. No matter where you are or what time it is, you can always access your funds. With the new QMoney app, you can cash in and out, buy credit, buy QPower, shop, make payments, and so much more. You can also send QMoney, pay bills, receive international remittances, and transfer cash to others. Just download the app from your Play Store or App Store and get started. For more information, call customer care on 133. QMoney, Sinu Calpe. We innovate, others follow. To make sure your company's products and services reach your potential customers, it is essential that you choose the right channel for your marketing purposes. QTV has the widest reach locally and beyond, and we can give your business the visibility it needs. Call QTV Marketing on +220 324 4444 or email us at marketing@qtv.gm and take your business to the world.
QMoney, the biggest mobile money service in the Gambia, has taken mobile banking to the next level. Now, you can link your QMoney wallet with your bank account. Yes, link your Ajib or EcoBank accounts with your QMoney wallet and get instant access to your cash anytime. No need to queue at the bank anymore. Transfer funds from your bank account to your wallet or your wallet to your bank account using QMoney Bank Link is the fastest, most secure, and convenient way to transfer funds between your wallet and bank account. For more information, call our customer care on 133. QMoney, Sunyu Kalpe. Terms and conditions apply.
As the fastest growing GSM company in the Gambia, QCell has the widest 4G plus coverage in the country, 3 times faster internet speed than our competitors. So switch now and dial *335# and enjoy what true 4G feels like. QCell, Gambia's trusted network.
we are back. If you miss anything discussed on this platform, you can go to our social media handles and you can follow the repeat of this program at 12 midnight. Now, we'll be talking to Fulbe Africa as they are preparing for the 10th International Cultural Festival, 25th and 26th of December at Q City, Bijilo. It's a day of culture. Come out and celebrate culture. Come out and see real culture. Julde engati, dundono. We will be biased here. I'm changing everything to Pula. Yeah, so
hande ko enen yedu.
Hande do ko enen. Do Fulbe nayo jodi e o platform hande. Dum rukadde. Ha ko Fulbe Africa ni. Si Fulbe Africa ari be sansay affaire on fo wona Pulagu. Bay be pullo fof ko pullo. Yes, so hiden jogi do Lamido Ali Waza mandra kankoni President Fulbe Africa. E Malik Jeba pullo dimo manduda ko kanko woni Secretary General. Mengin na on Lamido bismillah monka QTV this morning.
Ajarama balde banna a household name in the Gambia jodi ona yiwa min yettima e programme ji didi watta jemma cosaan min bari ma congratulate hen no bete ko nanguda e aada e cosaan dum Fulbe Africa yidi woni yimbe nanguɓe cosaan mum nden noon enen fof e ngan gesa wota wonten a jarama no bete.
Yes Malik honno wayno
jamta alhamdulillah a jarama noddugol men ɗo e oɗo subaka pour yewtude kulle affaire gueɗe Fulbe Africa.
All right. Bismillah mon ka programme julde no jogi moƴƴa nafa moƴƴa waɗen ɓe engage e nde ɗo hitande hikka mi accirte angel laamiɗo yewton
laamiɗo ko jimmi kalna yimɓe ɓe red dental ngal ko dental mawgal ndah yimɓe ɓe puɗɗima arde kadi yimɓe sifa hoɗum mbatton expect this year kañum every year yimɓe na mbiya kadi Fulbe Africa ko Gambia tanoɗo Fulbe Africa foti wonde so mbaɗi ɗum Gambia this year next year on ponno ɗum wadde Sénégal walla dula goɗɗo.
A jarama e ngol landol ma ni no wiɗa ni hikka ɓayde ko duuɓi sappo noon ɗo wiya fof koko mawni ha paari ɗum noon ɗi duuɓi sappo fof minen liggiɗo he yimɓe ɓe ganduɗa ɓe a tundu Africa fof leyɗele fof ɗum noon si wiyama fof jokkodiral ngal waɗa ɗum noon taki Fulbe Africa tigi immi pour Fulɓe ɗo wawi won fof ɓe jokkodira ɓe nanodira ɓe jewta ɗum noon waɗino ɗum taki min jeyano ha Sierra Leone Nigeria fof min memi ɓenne min mbaɗi ɓe jokkodira e mumen ha hande kamen nde ɓe dañi toon feddeji ɗi ganduɗa ɗi wayno Fulbe Africa joni he ngal jokkodiral ɓen garata min badda batu goto e o 10 year anniversary joni wono garoɓe ɓe noon ko yimɓe mawɓe ganduɗa ne Fulɓe molanaɓe surtout ta wi hande tawital pulagu international ɗum ta a memi Fulɓe fof a memi mawɓe Fulɓe ɓe fof ɗum noon ɗum mbaɗono hoorejo mumen laamiɗo Sanusi Imoro Nigeria on heyni hande tabital pulagu on minen ɗaminine o arat mbaɗono laamiɗo arnoɗo ɗo laamiɗo Bello Bodejo on ne arat minen ɗamini mi yeehi ha Sierra Leone vice président Sierra Leone ko pullo o hollina mo yiɗi ar te min neldi ɗum invitation aji mum min mbaɗi meet high commission Sierra Leone o ɗo on ne hollirne o daroto hen ha o ara wano hoorejo julde Sow on ne Sierra Leone on ne heyni tabital pulagu Sierra Leone wona on arat tabital pulagu Conakry Guinée Conakry on ne holline o arat ɓen fof Fulɓe ɓe ganduɗa fof waɓe ɗo inno hande ɓen fof ɓe ɗaminine kala leydi ndi miijiɗane ndi e Afrique ɗo pullo ina toon ɓen fof ɓe neldat ɗo représenté ji mumen yimɓe ɓe lebda e mumen te a yiyat ɗo Fulɓe ɓe ganduɗa ne ina wawi a tiggano sa ndi ɓe ara Fulɓe
eyyi no laaɓi joni waɗen engage Malik ko honɗum paruɗon nde ɗo hitande ɓay ko duuɓi sappo duuɓi sappo wona balɗe sappo de
wallahi
eyyi ko honɗum para nde ɗo hitande
a jarama bande ñalngu ngu ko ñalngu mawngu ko ñalngu Fulɓe ko ñalngu Pulagu nden noon ɓa woni duuɓi sappo hikka min jiɗi ɗum yajjin min jiɗi ɗum mawninde no feewi taki min gaddi programme ji kesi komin gewano o wadde min mbaɗi feede kadi min jokkodiri e yimɓe Fulɓe mawɓe tedduɓe wonɓe caggal leydi ene tawa e maɓɓe Baba Mal mo gananta kala nano Pular meeɗi nande inde makko walla meeɗi mbo yiide e joni noon to programme to ɗum woni to juuragol aada e cosaan to no paamirɗen ko balɗe ɗiɗi watta hikkane balɗe 25 e balɗe 26 nduɗo lewru décembre toon to Q City fof ko toon watta en gadorto noon yewtude kulle affaire gueɗe ɗe ganduɗa eno tampini Fulɓe e Pulagu ɗum tuma balɗe 26 lewru ndu jeehen kolliren aada e cosaan gadden kolliren gueɗe ɗe gandanta ko yimɓe sukaɓe men eno poti andude ɓe poti yiide ta ɓe jejitani ɓe kolli ɗum yimɓe mawɓe jogiiɓe gande pulaago ɓe ngara ɓe njewta ɓe pindina sukaaɓe men ɓe ciftinora en hanki men hono waano hande men hono poɗɗen waade e sukaaɓe men ɓe pour janngo ko hono ɓe poti waade hono ɓe poti teddinirde aada e cosaan o pour haa njiyen tawat hay hunde majjiraani en gila to haalgol ɗemngal to haa e to ɓornagol e to comci men haa e jikkuuji sukaaɓe meɗen
mi nani ko balɗe ɗiɗi wonata en heɓa conference haa pare en heɓa cultural festival on yewtan en seeɗa ɗon
eyi ko conference no mbimi ni balɗe 25 on adorte hikka so to conference to noon no woodi geɗe ɗe men cuɓi geɗe poɗɗe yewtere ɗe men ɗamini eno tampini fulɓe ɗum woni ko adi hen fof ɗum woni ono jiiɓi jaaba asaman o tubakoɓe mbiyata ɗum climate change miɗen keeɓi pilital wondema no ɗum sansorto ni ko fulɓe ɓe ɗum ɓuri tampinde puisque fulɓe ɓe gaynat ɓe ndemat so asaman o kala noon sansorto a tawat kala demowo kala gaynako walla kala gaynowo a tawat ɗum ɓe ɓittinma so min gaddat yimɓe ganduɗa ɓe jogui gande e gon sengo ɓe gara ɓe jewtana yimɓeɓe ko hono batten gueɗeje ɗe ganduɗa eɗen mbaɗa ɗe ko ɗen gaddanta oɗo sansuma gueɗe goɗɗen ɗon ko ene yimɓeɓe mbatta ɗe pour yimɓe gaccira hen haqqille ɓe ndento ɓe yewtete toon kadi pulle resnugol sukaɓe rewɓe law walla forsugol sukaɓe rewɓe ndese ɗum taki minen tigui min bindi projet on girl child education ɗum woni janngingol sukaɓe rewɓe woni nafa muɗum yewtete toon kadi kulle affaire ƴettugol kayitaji neɗɗo manam kala to gonɗa ene fulɓe eɗen keewi yilotoɓe manam neɗɗo kala to gonɗa hen mbaɗa feere teddina leydi ndi gonɗa ndi jogoɗa kayti leydi ndi hollirde ka jibinande ndiɗo leydi ka Gambien ko ɗum woni nafa ƴettugol in kayti parnorɗa ka ɓiɗɗo leydi ɗon eɗen jogui caɗele hen seeɗa min gaddat yimɓe ɓe jewtana en toon to aada to cosaan to noon komin gaddat yimɓe ɓe gandanɗa ɓe gandi gueɗe hanki pulagu eno wano ko hono foti waade ha hande ɓe jewta toon ɗum min kollirat mandargaji aada e cosaanji wono bagage uji muɗumen min kollita kadi ndiwtungoji ɗum woni yangeji ko hono waɗirte ko hono yimɓe ɓe poti ɗum farnorade puisque min dartanike woɓɓe nen hande waɗgol weedi ɓurani ɓe waɗgol e ndiwtungo e aada e cosaan ɗum watte toon hollire pour wona fof farno hen o yimɓe ɓe kadi kolle ɓornugal fulɓe ko hono way wono tengade en e cahayaji en yimɓe ɓe ɓorno ɗum parnoro ɗum tawa hayso fulɓe afrique yawti saɗa jogui cahaya ma a jogui tengade ma aɗa wawi ɓornade jaaha ligguey jaaha haajuji maɗa so ɗum foof yewtete toon ɓeɗe gaddi noon yimɓe gandanta ko mawɓe anduɓe gande pulago eno feewi ko wayno Don Sampate toon to Sénégal he Bocar Amadou Farana kala mbo yiyani mbo nanimbo kala
ɓen ko inɗe mawɗe
ɓen ko inɗe mawɗe ɓe gara ɓe mbaɗana en jewte mawɗe ɓe gananta eno hani e oɗo jamanu meɗen
mi nani Fula Bantan cultural group on kadi wonay toon
ɓen ɓe garat
eyyi kono hikka mi faala yewten seeɗa ɗo en arde ko laamiɗo mi falno haalen seeɗa no jogui nafa ɓay e ngol ɗo ko ma taƴen biye ma taƴen ticket hiɗen andi sifa o programme ko waɗamo organise wona ko weeɓi te fulɓe africa ɓe daranike ɗo yimɓe ɓen duuɓi buyi duuɓi jeenayyi ha duuɓi 10 hiɗen waɗa free hiɗen jonna yimɓe ɓen free nde ɗo hitande ko wiɗen yimɓe ɓen yo arɓe sooda biye ɓe ara ɓe naata fi honɗum fi jonnugol doole fulɓe africa ɓay hiɗen andi waɗugol sifa oɗo programme hay waɗugol stage on tun wona kalis samakala sakkoranta place on ko watte ɗon wona samakala ko honno ɗiɗo biyeji walori
e haali noyno a haali fof to sengo biyeji wona sago amen wiide yimɓe ɓe gaare ƴette coodon ticket garon daron aada e cosaan moɗon ɗum tagi duuɓi jawtiɗi fof min meeɗa miijade ɗum kono ari ha satti walla ari ha teddi tawa ko mamin mbiya yimɓe ɓene ɓe gar ɓe gaddora seeɗa ɓe mballito men ɗum taw woni fandare nde e ticket aji ɗi noon ordinary ticket ɗum woni ticket aji sa yiiɗi sodde ɗo e ñalande to damal to ko $2,000 sa ari to damal to noon ko 300 sukaɓe noon duuɓi 10 feemi less sa adike sodde ɗo to damal to ko $100 sa soodi to damal to ko $100 VIP noon ɗum woni mawɓe hellifaɓe
faalaɓe jooɗade ko spécial
ha waɗa confortable ɓen ɗon ko $1,000 woni billet maɓɓe koni affaire o lelori miɗen ñaaguilo yimɓeɓe foof mballa men hen noon kala garannoɗo no ara nattira firi hikka min mbaɗi ticket waɗa ɗum hadma arde annene on ɗen $100 ɗe mbattade walla ɗen 2,000 mbattade waɗɗe pour wallitagol fulɓe afrique waɗa waɗirde pour a taƴi ticket
te ko hoorema wonɗa e wallitade eyyi so joni miɗa andi watton ko heddi ko ɗuɗan kono waɗu engage
lamɗo meɗen
lamɗo
he gandi nde ñalande ko ñalande mawde ko balɗe ɗiɗi tene kalis guitteteɗo o no heewi nda ho on keeɓi ballal fannab laamu o walla hoɓe ballata on pour ɓe balla on he banngal kalis because ñalande nde na seeri yimɓe aroɓe na heewi
a jarama e ngol landol landol moƴƴol tigi nino wiɗa ena série te hikka imburi ser wiɗo addat alphajo dara adda baba male adda ndongo dara adda ɓe hoɗɓe foof waɗa ɓe hôtel aji te a wona cuuɗi wano cuuɗi mali guiyoɓat kono ɗum rek ko haalis tigi ɗum noon min iɗo yettu yimɓe ballatɓe min ɗe jitade jawtude ɗe foof mbaɗono Mouhamadou Dia Diawel on guilim seko no 30 anniversaire amen bomin wallito jiɗɗo pulagu te jiɗɗo leñol te ko wallatɗo yimɓe gambiyanoɓe no ɓete mbaɗono joom galle ɗo Mouhamed Dia Q Group kamne minen ɗum jettano ɓete saabu guilim duuɓi tati ni no mbimi ni kamne bomin waaɓi te ko wallitoɗo min toujours yimɓe noon min mbawta heɓ foof ɗum taki minen association o nder amen rek komin tegatɓe haalis lewru foof ɗum komin tegata lewru foof ɗum ina min wallito e kees amen kono mbaɓe no NCAC guilim duuɓi ɗiɗi walla duuɓi tati caggal ɓe ɓuuri natde amen ɓe jii ɗum komin mbattane aada e cosaan o koko ɓe sohlanino ɓete saabu ko liggey mumen kamen ɗino ministre of tourisme kamen ɓe darni pour ɓe liggo kuule aada e cosaan ɓenne ɓemin wallito no ɓete NCAC ta ari office of the president ne ɗon ne ɓenne keddaki caggal toujours simin mbaɗiɓe approche hewana o programme min jeyito mumen min kolliliɓe project amen ko ballitoɓe ne motoji e cuuɗi eko yaari noon enne minen ɓe jetta no ɓete wano fausse lady o ne minen ɗum yetta saabu programme amen o arat te o addorat programme amen foof ɗum ne minen ɗum jetta yimɓe goto goto ɓe hen ɓe ganduɗa mi wawataɓe foof ɗo innu kono ɓen foof programme o ɗo foti hay simin koolani ɓe koɓe koolat ɓe ɓe mbiye ngare balliro e ɗum ɗino JRA ne ɓe hen tam yejjitɓe sabu every year walla hitande foof ɓemin balla kamen JRA compagnie ɗumanina enen fof ɗen gandi JRA woni jaarɓe ɓe ƴetta namuji ɗo ɓenne minen ɓe jettanno ɓete he ɗum ɗum noon nino mbiɗa minen nodda fulɓe foof ha joni wona pullo sa si nani o programme ara wallito saabu ko aada e cosaan wiya te aada e cosaan ten gaccinin mayat te fulɓe africa ɗum ɓe darani minen min mba komin sukaɓe te minen foof ta laari ko jahoɓe school walla fuɗɗiɓe ni liggey rek min ngala ɗin haalisaji waɗa dépasse ɗum ɗo kono yettere Allah ni no mbimi ni e ɓe mawɓe wallittoɓe min jiiɓe ne minen mbaɗa ko moƴƴi ɓe immoɓe ngara ɓe min ballito ɗum ɗon min tolni joni
awa on jarama Boy ko aruɗon ɗo ko fi yewtugol fi o anniversary mais yeto jama yoɓe ɗaɓɓu cosaan jiɗin ɓe para ɓornoɗe leppi guine ɗin ɓornoɗe fuutatorol ɓornoɗe tengaje ɗen cayaji ɗin waɗon koɗe ɗen pare
leppi o mom en gañima saabu goɗɗo pullo he mbona pullo fof joni leppi o programme fof ko
min mi parino en ƴetta break we'll be back.
Talahard Gallery, in partnership with the Q Group Foundation, presents Contemporary Art from the Smiling Coast of the Gambia, an exclusive art exhibition featuring renowned Gambian artist Njogu Toure with Modu Boy and Abdurrahman Salah. We are using a traditional fair booth at Q City Grounds, Bijilo, every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. from the 8th to the 30th of December. Come and browse, admire and buy original and indigenous art for every space and taste. Join us in nurturing the creative spirit. Proudly sponsored by the Q Group, Sunyo Boss, Sunyo Art, promoting entrepreneurship to build local content.
Step into the Espas Motors showroom for your luxurious name brand vehicle. Located along the Bertil Harding Highway, Espas Motors is the Gambia's authorized dealer for Chery, Kia, Ford, and now we bring you the new Peugeot model 3008 SUV. 18-inch alloy wheels, 216 inches high ground clearance, keyless entry system, start and stop button, rear parking assistance system with reverse camera, adaptive cruise control with speed limit, LED daytime running lights, front and side airbags, 8-inch HD touchscreen. Not to forget our exquisite Peugeot Landtrek double cabin pickup with 2.1-liter diesel engine, 6-speed manual transmission 4x4, hill descent control, LED daytime running lights. Espas Motors, the authorized dealer for Peugeot. Visit us today or call us on 35-2222 or 353-4444.
Q Money is back again with its easy-to-use, secure and convenient mobile app that allows you to carry out all your transactions. No matter where you are or what time it is, you can always access your funds. With the new Q Money app, you can cash in and out, buy credit, buy Q Power, shop, make payments, and so much more. You can also send Q Money, pay bills, receive international remittances, and transfer cash to others. Just download the app from your Play Store or App Store and get started. For more information, call customer care on 133. Q Money, Sinu Kalpe. We innovate, others follow. To make sure your company's products and services reach your potential customers, it is essential that you choose the right channel for your marketing purposes. QTV has the widest reach locally and beyond, and we can give your business the visibility it needs. Call QTV Marketing on +220 324 4444 or email us at marketing@qtv.gm and take your business to the world.
Q Money, the biggest mobile money service in the Gambia, has taken mobile banking to the next level. Now, you can link your Q Money wallet with your bank account. Yes, link your Ajib or EcoBank accounts with your Q Money wallet and get instant access to your cash anytime. No need to queue at the bank anymore. Transfer funds from your bank account to your wallet or your wallet to your bank account using Q Money Bank Link is the fastest, most secure, and convenient way to transfer funds between your wallet and bank account. For more information, call our customer care on 133. Q Money, Sinu Kalpe. Terms and conditions apply.
Yes, we are back, and this is QTV This Morning. Now we'll be taking a look at what's happening in the world of sports, and we have Momodu Gajaga with us in the studio. Gajaga, what's up?
Well, Balde,
yes.
Not a good night if you like, or but Africa can be proud of themselves as Africans, as Morocco represented Africa well in the World Cup, with being the team that's an outsider getting into the World Cup, reaching the semi-finals and playing against the defending champions France, and lost to France by 2-0. Well, obviously, it's painful, it's bitter. They would want to go a step further, go into the final, play against Argentina, and maybe even probably win it. But unfortunately, that wasn't meant to be. They settled for a 2-0 defeat. Well, early on in the game, when they conceded after the first 5 minutes, through some defensive lapses. And then they also had a player, their captain, who was injured and then had to be substituted. So everything went on. Morocco possessed the ball very well. If you look at the statistics, Morocco's percentage in terms of possession, they had 61% of the ball, while France had 39%. So if you look at the number of shots also, Morocco had 13 shots, France 14. If you look at the number of shots on target, they're all equal on 3-3 each. Number of corners as well. So it was a well-contested game, and I would say Morocco and Africa really should be proud of their achievements. Well, if you look at some of the pictures of the game, after the game, instead of crying and, you know, how it happens, you reflect on what has happened. The Moroccan players hugged each other, they came together as a team, and they prostrated as well. They did the sujood, that is thanking Allah for the blessing that He has given them, getting this far in the competition. So it was a fantastic game of football, but France, being France, they have very experienced players, fantastic players, the likes of Kylian Mbappe, Olivier Giroud, Griezmann and the likes. So now they're setting up a final against Argentina. Argentina, 8 years ago, they were in the final. They lost to Germany. That was Lionel Messi's first final. France, they won it 4 years ago in Russia, and they want to defend the title again. Well, the final is dubbed as Lionel Messi versus Kylian Mbappe. They are all on 5 goals. Messi had 3 assists, while Kylian Mbappe had 2 assists. Who is going to win the Golden Boot and who is going to win the Golden Ball as well? That's the best player of the competition. Well, it depends. Maybe if France win it, I think there is no doubt Kylian Mbappe will be awarded, even though I'm not part of the panel of judges, but I can assure you that. Obviously, when Lionel Messi also lifts this trophy, maybe this is going to be his final World Cup. Most likely, it's going to be his final World Cup. Is he going to lift the trophy? Or is it going to be another disappointment for Lionel Messi? Well, all that will be revealed on Sunday evening.
Well, now, I mean, is the time set for the final, the day?
Yes, obviously. It's on Sunday at 7 p.m.
Sunday, 7 p.m. You know, what is your prediction, Momodu Gajaga?
It's a tough one to call. France being a very solid team in all departments. When you look at France, their team up front, they have very, very solid players, players who played in the top clubs and also have lots of experience. Kylian Mbappe alone, on his night, he can turn the game on its head. And if you look at Argentina, it has mainly been Messi, Messi, Messi. Yes, he has teammates who would support him, who would pass him the ball. But when it comes to orchestrating some of the best things in the game to make sure that Argentina get the results, it has been him. He's the one who inspires the team. But if he's been stopped, because France have players who are very experienced at the back, who can make it a very difficult night for Messi. But let's see what's going to happen. But it's a very difficult one. But if you ask me, in my honest opinion, I think it's going to be another disappointment for Messi.
Well, let's see what will happen. Let's hope for the best. I mean, but at least I think Morocco will go home with something at the end of the time.
Yes, they still have the third and fourth place to play. That's going to be on Saturday. They will be playing against the other losing semi-finalist, that is Croatia. So they have something to celebrate. If they win that one, then they will win the bronze medal. So obviously that is also something to celebrate. But even if they lose, at the end of the day, they finish in the top 4. And this will boost their ranking. And the reason why I said Africa has something to celebrate is because of Morocco's performance, Africa had been giving an extra 4 slots in the World Cup. Now, instead of 5, it's going to be 9 African teams will qualify for the next World Cup. That's automatic qualification. And then you have 1 team that will go into the playoffs.
Well, I think Messi better win this one. Otherwise, it's the end for him.
Well, it might be the end of an era. If he loses, it would be tears in Buenos Aires,
well, most
Argentina.
of the big names won't come. Wouldn't play next World Cup like Cristiano Ronaldo. I mean, he will be like 41.
Yeah, he will be like 41, but so, who knows?
I mean,
if he thinks he's still fit, he still have the muscles, he may want to come back. A lot of players did it, and then they did a U-turn. One of the oldest players to have played the World Cup at 40 or 40 plus is Roger Milla. The Cameroon 1990 team, if you remember, he made a U-turn to come back and play for the team, even though it was a presidential decree at the time. The Cameroon president, Paul Biya, made the decision that Roger Milla had to be part of the team, even though the coach didn't like it. All the players grumbled and complained about it, but he ended up becoming a revelation as part of the team. He performed very well.
Well, thank you very much, Mamadou Gadiaga, for talking to us on this morning.
It's always a pleasure to be here and talk about sports in general, football in particular, and about the World Cup.
All right, viewers, we'll take a short break. After the break, we'll take a look at some entertainment. Churchill Balde is already in the studio with us. We'll be back.
As the fastest growing GSM company in the Gambia, QCell has the widest 4G plus coverage in the country, 3 times faster internet speed than our competitors. So switch now and dial *335# and enjoy what true 4G feels like. QCell, Gambia's trusted network.
Medicalia is a high-quality clinic from Europe, which is now in the Gambia. Do you have an eye problem? Do you feel a hearing difficulty? Medicalia is here to ease the pain for you. The first and only hearing aid dispensing facility nationwide, where patients can be tested and treated to recover from their hearing loss. Fitted with latest generation equipment, our doctors can provide healthcare assistance for eyes, ears, nose, and throat. Common diseases like glaucoma or diabetic retinopathy can be diagnosed and followed up for fast and correct treatment. Make your appointment with the eye or ear, nose, and throat ENT specialist today to relieve any pain you might be feeling, as consultants are available daily. Contact us for more information. Visit us at Tropic Shopping Center near Senegambia from 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. every day of the week, or call us on 503-4411 or 7767-123. Medicalia, premium care, personal touch.
Your favorite QCell service has gotten bigger. eFunkanta. Now you can loan bigger credit amounts to make life easier for you. Loan $75 and $100 and pay later. Yes, you heard me right. Get credit loan from $10 to $100 using eFunkanta by dialing *393#. Anytime you run out of credit, whether you want to buy Q-Power, browse the internet, make urgent calls, or send SMS. eFunkanta is the service for you. Dial *393# and choose the loan amount of your choice with no hassle. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Sunyabus, the pioneers of mobile loan service in the Gambia. We innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply.
Yeah, so we are back. I mean, social nga na mala de faj.
Dama de tas.
Dama la de rey. Okay.
Why gis nga dama fi na gajaga mula bona jo ay problem. De
No, why man?
Before back to World Cup
Yo
in the 90s.
Da nga foog ne man xawma ñoom Rosemilla, ñoom Ronaldo, ñoom Beckham, ñoom Zidane.
Ay yo ñoom Ronaldo ñu bu yagale. Yo yaguñ.
Ronaldinho. Ronaldo xam nga ko 97 suma raka.
Well, anyways, li neko sports. So entertainment len nega. It's your boy Churchill Ballet. And today it's fire, straight fire. I have one of the most, let me use Mega, one of the mega superstars when it comes to Afrofusion in the Gambia, an award-winning artist, someone who has vast knowledge when it comes to music production in general. Today we're doing it the Oshashi way. I have with me Uche. Bro. I just love how it sounds. Uche. Come so I made futures and they were using Uche. Look my signature. Yeah, so I'm going to use a fancy and then.
Yo, what's up world? What's up Gambia? Special shout outs to everybody out there. It's your boy Uche. Yo, just watch.
Hamga. Some boy you name for Oshashi gang bi. Yeah. Nyuma challenge si freestyle hamana ga won la mamoda ga ti ak sawaji energy mamoda ga so hamana yo danga nyonga rhythm guy
no yaiba
Okay, so let's start with Oshashi itself. How did it come about? Because ñom nangu ma what Oshashi stands for. So maybe you tay yo ding ko leral.
Well, Oshashi basically is like a cap that fits for something, like it represents something. In our own ways, we think of it to represent like an icon, a superstar,
nice.
Somebody who is thrilling in something, somebody who is actually thriving and thrilling in something, and being successful out of it. So basically, Oshashi is not really commodity energy. It's just for everybody.
Okay.
Anybody who can channel themselves into that energy, you're an Oshashi member.
Nice. So you're an award-winning artist this year. Yeah. Level up. How does that make you feel?
Yeah, I can't complain, bro. I'm thankful to God. I'm thankful to my fans out there. It's quite amazing. Knowing that people are actually out there to support and credit you for the work that you've been putting in. But so far, so good, thank God.
Nice. So, it's safe to say that Gambia now have accepted Uche as an artist. Gambia have now, they are now familiar with your music. Because your in most of your interviews, then they complain about how you've been segregated or discriminated when it comes to the art of music because of your family background. So now, how does it feel to see the support? Because I was there, I was actually there. And trust me, I'm saying this on camera, I found it hard to breathe in there. Lulu, nekut sa comfort sa place. You are bigger than that place, bro. Dama again did duga boy munuma wana noki. So let's say Gambia are now supporting you. How does that feel?
Yeah, it feels good. I feel blessed. Understand, huh? It's love. Man, bro, I'm bigger than that because at the end of the day, it's still my first year. How much I understand?
Yeah.
And I know several artists, comes in first year, like they were not even able to achieve things
like that. Yeah, no cap.
This music thing is a step for me. I'm rush and trying to gather and all of those things.
Right.
From production to artistry to making shows, selling out shows. Next year, but yalla ham
follow them. So we leave it at that. You know, for a short music break. And when we are back, tough questions for Uche. I don't know if he's prepared for those questions.
I'm good.
So stay tuned.
Except you funny for hadi. Manduma ponka, but I feel like Bombardier. I just want to conquer it. I wake up, thank God for blessing. Send Kodokanan and stay. Big up to every hater, cause your hate just made me make it. Yalla yalla fineka cake. Can't eat your cake and have. I just send them back to sender. Luma Jibu, I don't want them. So come on, dog, my son. Come on, dog, my son. Talk to us, mama. Nakala Jodi wa kambana. Full go. But the tough naja is now a cha. She know better. Me, I just want to do my best. Buy all of me, definitely test. And so the music will consume, can be complain, beer buffets. Man, love you much of my stress. Oluma chase my better breath. Take the I low, when you do I wake up and God for blessing. Thank Kodokanan and stay. I say big up to every hater, cause your hate just made me make it. Yalla yalla fineka cake. Can't eat your cake and have it. I just send them back to sender. Luma Jibu, I don't want them. So come on, God, my son. Come on, God, my son. And never man go away. Territory. Man, go take it, take it.
Hey, Uche giving us all that vibe. You already know what time it is. So you're like then mix and blend all of the Mandinka in your song.
Yeah.
Like, how does it work when you're trying to put this together? Because you have a minute over Dega Laga.
Uche nak nama ko de dega muy wo ci sauce a lot. Mo da sauce mi. Maluma ci ne like xam nga ku nekut sauce su woyé sauce daf de ne. You know, it's not like come Mandinka bi su bopam su woyé sauce.
Right.
You know, so I think mom I'm not that living. I'm not that tall.
So when you're putting two languages together, how does it work?
Well, it's basically just art. Understand? Like art is trying to make things come together, make a sense out of things that are really nothing. Understand? And when I write my lyrics, like I try to put myself in the places of other people, and not just in what you live or how you behave or what happens around you. Come in also what you speak, in what you eat. How would I understand?
Right.
So I try to make sure I am very, very vast in all of these things. For every other person out there can also tap into what I am trying to put out there.
Because man, based on my own opinion, man, nama fende hinna, danga buga tap because man, come we know they have the majority when it comes to the population.
Most definitely.
Wow. So man, nama follow in the hinna tamit, danga buga tap from that. Understand? I put move akios sa fan base, and I'm a very huge fan base.
Not really. Okay, for example, this is Nigeria. You don't have to be Nigerian. I understand.
Right.
They force their Yoruba language on you, and then they force a Igbo language on you. Understand? And then you find yourself singing it at some point. So all I'm trying to do is just make international music. But at the end of the day, any other person who is going to listen to it outside, I want them to know that this is originally from somewhere.
Yeah, from the Gambia to be specific.
The Gambia to be specific. So at the end of the day, it's not about time. They find themselves speaking what I sing.
Right.
And at the end of the day, that's just the goal, like taking it out there.
Right. So I have few tough questions. Yeah. So one of them would be, a few weeks ago, you sparked a whole lot of commotion on social media. you know. So reminding people of what you said and what were you trying to achieve. What I want to know is what were you trying to achieve? And reminding people of what you said. I got him right there on our tough question.
Well, this is music, understand?
Yeah.
This is art. It's like I said, there was no beef intended. Understand?
Right.
Like at the end of the tweet, that's what's
Right.
there. And at the end of the day, like that's really what it is. Like there's no beef, because if I wanted to further it, I could.
You could, yeah.
How much I understand? Like at the end of the day, I just felt like I wanted to say something that was in my heart, speak the whole facts. People are saying it's me kissing whatever and trying to be on people's side and all of those things. Like it's not like that, because anybody who knows me know that I don't have that working relationship with ST. Like it's not like me and ST are together on an everyday basis. Neither am I with the other person on an everyday basis. At the end of the day, like it's music, and I'm in the music industry. I'm in the music scene, so
I am a very logical person. Right now, mentioning ST, the other person. When I'm a very logical person, I listen very well.
But at the end of the day, no, understand, look. I don't want it to be what it's not.
Okay.
I don't want it to be what it's not, because I also they've interviewed me themselves, like Wagwan.
Okay.
How many I understand?
Right.
And it's still the same answer I'm gonna give. Like nothing will go on. It's music and it's fact. And I have every right to say whatever I want on my own social media.
No, so you want a time, Jenna, but you're expecting something. So talk about that, and then we'll sign out.
Yo, Gambia, like December 24th, you know the Dilly Manjai Park is gonna be my last mega concert for the year. And anybody who was at Penchami, you know what I'm going. This time is gonna be bigger, it's gonna be better, and keep supporting. Uche does not indulge himself into beefs. I'm good with everybody. I'm cool with everybody. I support good music, and I'll keep dropping good music out there, so watch out.
Watch out for Uche. Uche, I had really tough questions for him, but that was just a tip of the iceberg. So, I'm not yelling.
We'll be back.
So that's all from me. It's your boy Churchill Balde. It was the Click segment. Till I come your way next week. Bye.
Yes, we are back. Thank you very much, Churchill Balde. Julie?
Till we come your way next week for another interesting edition.
Have a wonderful